everybody. Give it a few minutes for everyone to pop in and say hi. But yeah, we are outside tonight. I know this is a lot of nights lately. This is starting to present some extremely challenging problems my way. Walked a few miles today back to the park from the motel that I was staying at. We will not be staying at that motel again for a number of reasons. The primary one just being that it didn't have any Wi-Fi. Like the Wi-Fi was like not even really Wi-Fi. Like you can kind of send an email on it maybe. If it has an attachment, good luck. But yeah, so we're gonna have to find another test spot. We are 0 for 3 now since the dog passed away on finding a new hub. But yeah, we no-go there, but it was a little bit of a walk over this direction, so we stopped midway through and had some McDonald's and took a break, and I think I dropped a Marvel Rivals short for everybody since I was indoors and inside I had some time, so yeah, long day. Started to get my lips unchapped. I think we're heading back that direction. Hey Rose, how's your day been? How was your Friday? How's the week for you? Good, you just been working and now you're home? Nice. Yeah, it's gonna get pretty chilly tonight. 50s, like high 50s, but with wind, which is gonna make this fun. Like it has been breezing all day. It's pretty calm right now, but it's been kicking up here and there constantly, and it'll cool off at like 1 or 2 in the morning, but this is one of those nights where it'll still give you a 5 or 10 mile per hour breeze. Enjoying. I picked this bench because it is in the sun towards the end of the day, so I can get a little bit of sunshine on my face. I'm already pre-bundled up for the evening, so. Hey, Dat Boy Jukes, how's it going, man? How's your day been? Day's been alright? Yeah, man. I tried to do a live this morning, but our live last night on Thursday night cut out. And I think the hotspot usage is now done. So I just tried to catch as much sleep as I possibly could before I left. Hey, Julia. And we hiked back this way. Julia, how's your day been? I know you ran into some temptations over at the store earlier. No, Dat Boy Jukes, I do not have a better option. This has been a constant issue throughout this entire process. One of the reasons that we choose to stay in the places that are familiar to us is partially because the Wi-Fi can be relied upon. But yeah, we're 0 for 3, 0 for 4 now. 0 for 3? 0 for 4, I can't remember how many, but I've been trying out new spots here and there, and we just can't find it. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're SOL next time we get in if there is no internet, because I'm not gonna be able to do the hotspot thing again. I mean, just getting online period right now has been a huge challenge. It just sucks. Like, the timing of it sucks because it's right as this program is starting. So I basically want to be able to produce something every single day, and it's kind of hard to do that. So, I mean, the old spot's still an option, but it's forever away. And I gotta be honest, I cannot do that walk anymore. I can't do that walk anymore. It's too much. I'm barely surviving the nights right now as it is, so I just can't be doing that long of a walk with all the stuff anymore. You're just lucky because you're not on your own yet and you have others to pitch in. Yeah, it definitely helps. Definitely goes a long way. Yeah, budgeting for food, it's an on and off thing, Rose, but I will say this. Your parents buy your groceries if they go to the store. Like, you bought them stuff today. Okay, gotcha. That works out for the family then. No, the sun is gone for the day. She gave you a list. Nice. It does, Rose. I mean, you just get to a point in your life where you work your way there and you're able just to support yourself. It happens. When you're done with school and, like, when your day isn't filled with balancing school and work like it currently is now, Rose, you'll kind of see, because once you're just focused on work, you're like, man, like, this is all that is. Like, there's a huge sigh of relief when you finish up school. You're like, man, I only have one stressor. I gotta go to work every day. You don't know how many people live on their own completely. It really helps. I regret that. Just on your own. Yeah. How far from next goal to get indoors this weekend? I have nothing. Dat Boy Jukes. I was able to get a small bite last night at the store. I got some food on my way to here today, and I'll have breakfast tomorrow morning, and that's gonna be kind of it. Like, at the going rate we're at, we're just gonna be out of savings here by July. That's how bad it's been since March. So I've been having, like, a freak out, obviously, the last, like, 2 months and trying to figure it out. it's the weekend. It's over 100 for a room anywhere in the city. Even if we go back to Old Reliable and I get a thanks to your mom you've been able to go to school. Yeah, it's really nice. Parents are able to help you out that way. Plus the security deposit. Plus I'd have to get down there if we went down to the Old Reliable spot. There isn't a place around here that has internet that I know of yet that we can walk to. I haven't gotten help from the community with the room since last week. It's been almost a full week now. My help this week came locally. It's the first time in a really long time that that's come through for me. So yeah, I don't know. You work full-time while getting your MBA. I worked full-time my last 3 semesters in college. Not really. It was hurting me while I was still on TikTok. This was already starting to happen. But the reality is I didn't leave TikTok. I always find it really telling when people use that specific type of word. I didn't leave TikTok, guys. But yeah, this has been happening since I told my divorce story on February 26th. That boy Jukes, it's because I didn't leave TikTok. I am not on TikTok, but I did not choose to leave TikTok. That was not my choice. So is it playing a role? Probably, but I can't do anything about it. And don't forget, I am a human being, and while I am smart and strong and all that fun stuff, please do keep in mind, you guys, that I do have a disability. So, I'm kind of getting to the point for the first time in my life, I'm kind of coming around to accepting the fact that it is in full-scale, full-on 100% disability mode right now. And I think it's been that way for a long time. Another reason why I'm supposed to reach out to the ex, but I've still chosen not to. And I don't think I will. So what I think I'm gonna do, because I'm really freaking the fuck out, and I have been freaking out for weeks now. If we go back to Old Reliable, that place is already burned, so I don't mind if people want to book for me or whatever like that. That is the only location we can do that at. That's it. We can do it at the one in town too. But I need to be in Long Beach, and I need to get rides back. And that's a lot to ask for. I'm probably 2 or 3 weeks away from being back in the hospital, you guys. If we keep this up. So I gotta be able to go to the hospital where I have resources and where the homeless outreach team can my counselor can actually physically come check on me if I'm at a hospital here in Long Beach. So I gotta stay here as much as possible. But we can't have, this was a group decision. And honestly, I think the police liaison lady, I think she was pretty right. Like, it's really hard to narrow things down when everybody knows where I'm at. So the best solution is to create an environment where no one really knows where I'm at when I'm indoors. It's gonna help them help me determine who's making prank calls and who's doing all this stuff, because it's definitely impacted my life. So, but I think if we go back to either of the normal spots, we can kind of allow that. I just need to be indoors at least every few nights. It's a hygiene thing, it's a rest thing. And we're in the thick of summer. There's no auxiliary winter shelter open anymore. It's June. That's done. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out some solutions. I have a place I can work, limited hours, mind you, but I have a place I can work, and now I'm trying to go through the solution of trying to figure out how can I know how I can get there every day, but I can't get there with the wagon. But I found a solution. Someone presented a solution for like the bulk of my things, but the solution unfortunately entails not like I wouldn't be able to have access to my things for the evenings. So they would take them for a week at a time, and that's not really, I need my things for the evenings, because like I have like a bunch of towels from like one of the properties that I use to like lay down on, help insulate me a little bit. I have like, I use them for pillows, and then I have my blanket, of course, that's always been with me. And so like, that's like, that comes with the wagon kind of a situation. So like, I couldn't really give them all my things and have them take my things for a week and just go down. Like, that just doesn't really work that way. I need some place where I can like take my things and they can stay there for like a day. And then every day at like, 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m., I can come by and pick them up. Hey, okay, girl, good evening. But yeah, we're not going to be able to like, I need to figure that out. And so like, yeah, so I figured out where I can work. Again, limited hours, but no, it's okay, Dat Boy Jukes. And try to figure that out, but fuck yeah. I've made a friend, and we're working on it. I really should have reached out to the ex by now, but I don't want to. She also won't come help, so. Well, Dat Boy Jukes, here's the problem. You're talking about a person that has known before I even got down on my knee that I have a disability. You have a person who has had probably more extensive conversations with me about said disability, and yet when the time came for a divorce, this person decided to attack my disability. So like, I don't really think that me reaching out to her for help when like, I don't really know what to do. Like, I'm full-fledged disability at this point, but... Oh no, Augie's going. I'm so sorry, Okie girl. I'm so sorry, Okie girl. I just went through this. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's funny, it's never been a disability before this whole thing happened. and I want it known, like, I am, like, as of, like, since early April, I am just now coming around to the fact that when I was first diagnosed when I was 14, I was never even in disability territory. It was just, yeah, you definitely have this, we need to work on it. So it doesn't help that I've behaved incredibly embarrassed throughout my life that I have it, and I don't really like to talk about it that much. So, but, like, the fact of the matter is, if she doesn't help, this isn't going to end well. So, but that's, like, the only thing left that I can possibly do to maybe move the needle in a positive direction. Night, Julia. Hope you have a good one. I hope you enjoy the snacks that you got today at the store. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, that boy jukes. OCD. Actual OCD. Not like I'm OCD about a thing or two in life. Like, I actually live with obsessive compulsive disorder. Yeah. This is one of those things where it, yeah. So it's never been a disability. But yeah, just working with the nurse practitioner and the doc with the city and stuff like that, like, it's definitely clear based off of my behavior. They went and watched some of, like, my live streams and stuff and some of my videos and stuff, and they're like, yeah, you're definitely exhibiting. Like, I work really hard to change where my head's at, but, like, yeah. 5 years ago, someone decided to attack. Like, and it's one of those things where, like, only that person, that specific person. So symptoms for me, you can look this up on, Mayo Clinic, or you can look it up on Harvard Press. But the symptoms for me is, it's a thought that sticks with you. So for some people, it can be very different. So some people will, like, when they have a crush, they will insanely obsess over that crush and, like, get, like, stalker type stuff. For other people, it's just a matter of cleanliness. But all of it is to say it's a form of, these are tics that are forms of way of controlling the urges and thoughts that are inside of your head. The urge and thought is determined by whatever your issue is. My core issue is I had the snot beat out of me as a kid on a regular basis. And so I have this disability that is there to help try to protect me from getting the snot beat out of me. It's definitely, I think my grandfather had it because he has some things that I've noticed about it. And his was a little bit more violent, as I've shared with you guys, the All Dogs Go to Heaven story. I've shared a lot of some of the other things that have happened in the home, and I've shared what my grandma used to do to me. I've talked a little bit about some of the stuff with my mom, so, like, we've kind of had those discussions here. And so it kind of, like, got developed to a stage where when I was a teenager, everyone was trying to figure out what was the matter with me, and it was like, nothing's the matter with me, I'm scared to fucking get my ass beat. And so some of this actually I'm sharing with you guys for the first time. I'm actually sharing this information because some of this information we found out in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So I got diagnosed when I was 14. I was at this doctor's office off of Watt Avenue up in Sacramento. And we actually just got the original diagnosis paperwork like a week after Roxy passed away. And there were a bunch of boxes that were checked that basically prohibited the diagnosis from being plugged into the medical system. And then I got diagnosed a second time when I was 17, so this would have been in 2006. I was diagnosed again. This was in Sandy, Utah, and I don't know how this happened. I don't recall seeing a doctor. Like, you have to go see a doctor to be diagnosed with this. So, like, I don't recall ever seeing a doctor, but I do recall doing some, like, counseling sessions with my parents. Like, it was me and my parents, and then a person there to back up whatever they wanted to say. Like, that was the counseling. Precisely what it was like going to marriage counseling as a teenager with your parents. It was really uncomfortable. But I wonder if they diagnosed me then. And then I obviously have the diagnosis from the very, very, very beginning of May of 2026. And that's the confirmation that we're in disability territory. So SSRIs are usually used to treat it, and that helps get your mind focused on the things that you should be focused on. I'm going to tell you exactly what is causing my debilitating disability right now. I got gaslit while I was getting divorced. There were 29 specific things that she constantly pushed on. I am still mentally at most hours of the day on all but 5. There's 24 of the things that she said, and it's like, because I trusted her and because she was a part of my life and all these things, she is the only person that could have put those 29 things in my head. So it's taken 4 years, and I've gotten through 5. We have 24 more to go. I know what every single one of them is. We have written down, we have a list. But obsessive compulsive disorder is when you obsess over. So for me, it's a lot of failure. Failure is my perception of what got my ass beat when I was a kid. And the reality is, it wasn't really failure. It was just the adults in my life, guys. That's all it was. So the tics, which are what people perceive to be the symptoms, are the things like overly cleaning things and organizing things, color coordinating things. My tics aren't too bad. My biggest thing is I like to feel like I have a hand on the wheel when it comes to my life. And that's kind of been that way since I was a teenager. I just didn't trust the adults around me. So because I didn't trust the adults around me, I wanted to maintain some level of control. So anytime I feel like I don't have control of my life and the things going around, that causes my anxiety levels to skyrocket. And then that's when I start to fixate on certain things. So you talk about me doing 12 job applications in the morning and 12 job applications in the evening to bookend my day with New York life for the first, few months that I was homeless. That's not normal. That's obsessive compulsive disorder. That was me understanding that I need to get a job. Like, I need to find another job. I need to find this. And like getting into this mode where I can't stop that thought from running my life. So right now, the thoughts that primarily run my life are, some things attributed to this lifestyle, but it's primarily the things that were shared with me in 2021 and 2022 by the only person I've ever trusted with my condition. And this person's responses. So a lot of people say that, but it's not. If you can take a deep breath and say, cool, I got to focus on my Zoom meeting for 30 minutes, you're good. You don't have this. You're autistic and can't be obsessive? Yeah. It's actually not an obsessive thought. That's not the right word. It's persistent isn't even the right word for it either. It starts with a T. But it really sticks with you. So if you can take a deep breath or a couple of deep breaths or go for a walk for 10 minutes and you don't have OCD. When I am at my best, when I'm healthy, when I'm on top of my stuff, I can detect those thoughts and I can grab Roxy and I can go outside for a walk, and in 20 minutes I can put myself in a place where it's like, okay, we're breathing level. Let's go inside. Let's maybe talk to my ex, let's talk to the wife. Let's hang out with the cats for a minute. Let's listen to a couple of songs on my computer before I jump into my next Zoom call. That's me when I'm healthy. Actually, want to be honest with you. I've lived with this pretty much my entire life. There were periods of time in my marriage where it was non-existent. I didn't have to wake up and meditate. I did a lot of mornings, but I didn't have to. There's just a lot of really interesting things that happened throughout that time period. But yeah, it's a really persistent thought, and it can impact your daily life. So for me right now, keeping this clean and organized, that is one of my tics. I can't control how dirty I am or how clean or whatever, anything like that is. But I can control that everything in here is nice, clean, organized. The blanket's always folded, you know, just gently put the hat away when we're on here, keep everything covered up. Like, how many homeless people do you guys see on the street that are, how many of them have an organized thing like this, you guys? Please, like, if you guys need to understand my disability, please look at this. I do like being clean, Rose. I do like being clean very, very much. This is not normal. This is not healthy. What is healthy is seeing the homeless dude pushing around the shopping cart full of shit. That is normal. So, yeah, it's... Yeah. So, I knew that this was a big issue in 2023. I had to start seeing a doctor again to get some more help. The problem is SSRIs are antidepressants, and for anyone that's been in the community for a while that's heard this before, for some reason antidepressants don't really work on me. The side effects do. I can tell you all about the side effects of antidepressants, but I've never really gotten like any relief from any of the cycles we've been on. We've pushed some well over 90 days too. We're just, you know, constantly taking it at the right time every day and renewing the prescription and staying on top of it, and we just never get to a place where any of that kind of eased up. And with my other current condition that I'm dealing with, it's not a good time to be taking SSRIs or any kind of heavy antidepressant. So I would say, if I can't speak from the perspective of antidepressants working, because I've never had antidepressants that like worked. But like, I've known some people in my family that have taken them, friends that have taken them and stuff, and like, I know for a lot of people they say it makes a really big difference. And like, here's the thing to remember is like, if you go on antidepressants, it's not permanent. It's a temporary solution for you. It's supposed to help bridge the gap for you and help you get to where you want to be. You should be able to get to a point where you can feel that happy euphoria in your life again on your own. So, but yeah, your girlfriend takes some meds, helps her big time. It's a mix between therapy and self-work while also taking medication to help regulate the highs and the lows. Yeah. I'm kind of all low a lot of the time these days, last 3.5, 4 years. And it sucks because we tried a lot of different things. And I've been in therapy this whole time. I started therapy in 2021 and I haven't taken a break. So, and we've tried a lot of different things, including medications. And, you know, the Atarax I think is good for some mild anxiety, panic attacks. I think I'm going to have to stay with that once I start driving again. Otherwise, I'm going to risk losing my license because we still haven't found out the permanent cause of the anxiety attacks, which also started during my divorce. So, like, I've known that she can help and she can make like a big difference and things like that. But like, I just don't think she will. And like, that's kind of like my last lifeline. And yeah, I've only had him since 2021. I had July 2021 is when I had my first one. But in 2022 and 2023, they were becoming a little bit too frequent. The doctor was like, yo, we got to get this under control or I'm going to have to say something. And I'm like, no, dude, I can't. Like, obviously, I can't be not working. Like, I have to. My office was still in Santa Monica during that time. So if I needed to go in for a meeting, Long Beach to Santa Monica was not going to be fun. Yeah, that drive does suck. I've done that drive many, many times. hop off here in a few. Remember, you and your sisters and your mom have anxiety, so it runs in the family. Gotcha. I've just got some mild things. If it's not OCD related, it's pretty much in control. My OCD is kind of the primary function there. I'm really fortunate. There's some people that have a really, really challenging time managing it. Like a lot of people that have OCD tend to be hoarders. That's obviously not me. Ultra clean. I'm a little bit more flexible there on some of that. So, okay, so if you guys saw the friend in the background, she's walking away again. So this girl showed up here last weekend, and I've always shared this story, but basically she's homeless. She's been homeless for a very long time. She's 23. She's from a home of abuse, so she knows nothing different. She's hopped up on everything, and I'm kind of becoming her unofficial babysitter, and I don't really know what to do right now because I've survived this long by not taking in anybody and not really overly socializing with anybody. But I don't know how in the world this girl is still alive. She's been homeless since she was 16. She's 23. She just literally stashed her stuff in the bushes behind me. And she just ran off. So she was supposed to go to rehab today, and I had a conversation with her on Wednesday before I left the park to go check into the motel about how I think it's probably a good idea that you go. And like she's already asked me like 4 or 5 times, why don't you go? I was like, I'm not addicted to anything. I wish I was. Sometimes when you graduate from rehab, you get Section 8 vouchers on your way out. So I'd love to take that up. But you know, she's from that situation, and then you know, she tried to stay with her mom, I guess last night. She was telling me earlier this afternoon, and her mom had an appointment with a gentleman, and she wasn't going to pass that up, so she kicked her out. So it's that kind of home. But so she just stashed all of her stuff back here. I'm not staying here. I don't know when or how or if I can get some food tonight, but I'm going to try to get a little something. So like, I'm not going to stay here and watch her shit. I've already watched her shit like 4 times today, and I've only been here since like 2 o'clock. But instead of going to rehab today, someone packed her a fresh pipe, and she's just gonna... And the worst part is, I don't do hard drugs. And she's lighting her pipe, and she's like blowing it right in my face when she's having conversation with me. And I'm like, I'm happy to talk to you, but can you like... If you've got a cigarette, share please, but like otherwise you need to be blowing that in another way direction. That stuff shows up big time on tests and shit to get into programs. Let's not bring that around me. But yeah, this has pretty much been not a fun 7 days. Obviously yesterday was a break. It was nice. I would have appreciated some internet, but I wasn't on babysitting duty. But so she cannot check into rehab, you guys, until Monday. She can only check in Monday through Friday. It's one of the Medi-Cal places here in town. So I'm on babysitting duty. Unless I get inside a night or 2 or whatever this weekend, I'm on babysitting duty until Monday. And I've already told her that if you are still here when they come to check my vitals on Tuesday morning, and for me to have my counseling appointment, then I'm turning you over to them, and I'm like walking the other direction. I'm so over this. I got my own problems. I do not need to be babysitting your duffel bag for you all hours of the day. That's not added stress. I'm not really taking it on. It's just mildly annoying. As a person who has not been taking in strays during this time, that I just randomly now get a stray. Yeah, guys. Goal tonight's to stay warm. But like I said, I did find a place to work. I found a place where I can go work. It's just in downtown LA, so I gotta figure out something, somehow. I don't know how we're gonna do this. My homework assignment. Congrats on what job, Natalie? The Marvel Rivals program. I won't see money for that till like July. I have an opportunity to get some work, mind you. I do. I just need to get housed. And that's not looking like it's gonna happen. Oh, thank you so much, Datboy Jukes. I appreciate that. I will say I do have another little mild workaround. I'm gonna think about this till the morning. So I happen to be about 1.5 2 miles away from the one and only Panera Bread in town. Panera Bread has a Sips Club. And someone in the community sent me a Panera Bread gift card last night. A new gift card. And I was thinking maybe I could do the Sips thing for 1 month. It's $15 for a month. 20-something drinks are free. And you can get free refills every 2 hours on that beverage. As long as you're dining in. And that would give me access to their power and their Wi-Fi at this particular establishment. I don't think there's a Panera downtown Los Angeles. I know there's one up in Westlake area. I don't think that there's a Panera downtown LA. There's so few Paneras around here. You can kind of, they're not like heavily congested in this part of the world. But that would give me free coffee, I think, in the morning. And then I can just get refills at the coffee bar. And then I can just stay in there for maybe 2 or 3 hours every morning. Get my things charged up. Give me a little bit of internet access. It's not fast enough to like do anything wild or crazy. But I can probably get a short or two up each morning. And that could buy me some time to figure out the other solution in downtown LA. The solution in downtown LA is a full-on podcasting studio, so I'm trying to figure out how to make this happen. Yeah. That's my biggest lack. Yeah, see, that's not... What's a podcasting studio? Yeah. I'm very resourceful, Rose. You got microphones, software, computers. I am... Guys, remember, my disability is like not like, as long as I am in a good frame of mind and I have some love and support in my life, my disability is a non-issue. It is a non-issue at all. It is only a challenge because I just don't have any love and support from anybody. All my closest friends and family have always turned their back. I never had it growing up either. So like literally when we talk about my ex-wife, it's like she was the only person that for a period of time in my life ever gave my disability the time of day. So I'm trying to power through everything that I can. One of the things I'm trying to do is just change my environment just a little bit. But like with the chest thing, we can't do any medications because most of the medications that would treat the OCD go with it. Yeah, so I'm trying to get up there, but if there's no The only thing with the Sips Clubs, if there's no Panera Bread in downtown LA, it's really just Long Beach. I'd have to go for $15. I'd have to go 4.5 times to make it. That's why I haven't reached out, Ponatella. She's the one that attacked my disability. Why would she help me? I'm also making peace with that. The city doctor's a little bit more straightforward. He doesn't have time to think around, and since he knows that I'm mostly there, he's like a little bit of tough love. And the nurse, she's a little bit more, yeah. Like, you guys really got to look at it from that perspective. Like, this is someone that attacked my disability. So like, you're talking about me reaching out to an abuser. And this isn't someone that like didn't know it existed. This person's known about it and has worked with me on it throughout our marriage. She knew about it before we got married too. I told her about it 4 or 5 months before I proposed. So but I'm just trying to stay working a little bit, maybe doing the Sips Club. You know, that gift card's good enough for a couple of breakfasts, maybe a decent lunch. Here's another problem too. I'm not supposed to be eating Panera. Panera is bread and fruits and vegetables. Those are all things that are not supposed to be a part of my diet right now. Bread 1 day a week to obviously prevent, but I'm not supposed to be having sugars. So like, we got some weird workarounds and stuff at McDonald's. It's not great, but it's burger without bun. It's kind of nasty, honestly. It's not that great. So my chest issue goes back to 2022. When it took a huge leap in 2023, I got put on a keto diet. It actually worked great. I loved how I looked in the gym. My God, I loved it. You can't go long periods of time on a keto diet though. You gotta get some drains into your system. You gotta get some good, healthy, natural sugars that you would normally get from fruits and vegetables in your system as well. So it was really cool. I started it and I had one cheat day. It was every Sunday, since I was already going to the bar with the boys anyway. And for those of you that have been here a while, you guys remember some of the guys from the baseball team. So, and then after about 4 or 5 months, I kind of just like settled into the diet to the point where it was kind of just every other day. Right now we're trying to help with the muscle teardown, because right now there's no rest days. I'm pulling a 400-pound wagon, and like, it's not like I pull it and then the next day I get like an ice bath and some like Epsom salt, and like, there's none of that going on. So we're trying to find solutions to try to keep the muscles going, because right now the fat's all gone. There's really almost not very much fat to work with. A lot of upper body muscle and stuff like that. I got a little love handle on one side, but the other side's completely blasted. And that's just the way I'm pulling the wagon, honestly. If I would pull with the other arm more often, I would blast the other left handle, but this shoulder is messed up. Hence a little lopsidedness. But so they recommended we go back on the diet. They actually didn't know that I used to be on it when they recommended it. But yeah, so they recommended we go back on it. So we've been trying to find ways for me to do it out here. But the problem is anywhere you go out to eat, even your nicest restaurants, man, they fucking fry everything. Everything is coated in bread. Everything has flour on it. Everything has, like, it is so hard to escape that in eating out territory in America. So yeah, burger patties is one solution that I've had in solving that. Like even chicken nuggets from McDonald's, but like you can do like Wendy's chicken nuggets don't have as much of that heavy, thick kind of coated breading. Yeah, it's tough. Everything has bread on it. Thanks, Rose. Well, even then it's like hard too. Like, So stop and think about this though. When I first got put on that diet, I was a project manager making a normal salary for my standards. It wasn't a huge hit. Now I'm thinking about being on it, and it was starting to become a hit when I was at New York Life, but it was like, man, like, it's an expensive diet to be on. Not a lot of fruits and vegetables, you guys. Not a lot of bread. You're eating a lot of poultry, a lot of red meat. When I first started that diet, I was having filet mignon like 4 times a week at home. I just go into the grocery store and I'd be like, yo, can you give me like 4 good cuts? Like, obviously, come 2023, 2024, I was not doing that anymore, you guys, but like, I was eating a lot of meat. No potatoes either. You couldn't do the starchy potatoes. That's not good with that diet. So, but yeah, that's the diet we're trying to be on right now. So obviously, Panera Bread. I love Panera. I love their soups. I love their sandwiches. Their salads are bomb. Oh, it's summer. They have that strawberry poppy seed salad. So good. That's such a good salad. But I'm not supposed to be having it. I'm not supposed to be having that type of stuff right now. So this is going to be tough, trying to figure out how to maneuver maybe the occasional breakfast or lunch at Panera. I did bagels last week. Obviously, also not supposed to be doing bagels, but that cinnamon bagel there is, if you've had it, it's awesome. But yeah, I'm trying to find some solutions here. I'm just trying to keep on working, guys. It really sucks to like finally hit a goal and get in with this program and not be able to be indoors as often as I was. I did drop a short for them today to stay obviously current with everything, but yeah, I gotta keep streaming to keep on pulling shorts from. So it's getting dark. I don't have any lights with me, guys. Will this give me a little bit? Nope, it's too far away. Anyone got any fun plans for the weekend? I do not have a flashlight. I also do not want a flashlight in this particular situation. Guys, this big thing with this meth head is that she won't be quiet at night. She chose to sleep near me. Hey, I'm back home to Colorado tomorrow. Nice, Snap Boy Jukes. She decided to sleep near me the other night, and that's fine. You're gonna go walking on a popular trail tomorrow? Nice, Natalie. That sounds like a fun day. And there's cops that like to spend their time inside this parking lot over here, and it's like, yo, can you like not like bring attention to us? I've told her like 8 times, like when the cops come into the park, you just sit down and stay quiet and sit still until they're done with their lunch break or they're done doing their search, and then you're good. Otherwise, they're going to kick us out of the park and they're going to keep on patrolling here every night. I still have that one sergeant that's just a pain in my ass, man. So, but yeah, this is my last little 20 minutes before she comes back over here. So you're going to head back to Colorado tomorrow, going hiking tomorrow. Rose, you got anything fun going on? I really will try to reach out to her. I don't know. I've already decided how I'm going to. I'm going to make a video for her. I just don't know how or when. Sorry, I'm trying to like get into a position so you guys can kind of see my face, but it's getting dark. But yeah, I'm going to find just like a little bit of something, guys. I need to keep my energy up. We have 4 straight days without any help from the city. They took yesterday off, plus today, and then we have the weekend. So I won't be able to connect with anyone from the city staff till Monday. They were talking about, because they actually came out on Monday this week, they were talking about sending the nurse on Monday this week and then sending my counselor on Tuesday instead of the whole team to come do it all at once like they normally do. But all the paperwork submitted, so maybe 2 or 3 months away, maybe we'll hear something back about transitional housing. And in the meantime, we're just going to keep on this little gather up and sit around and talk about how important it is that I get inside while none of these people can help get me inside. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna hop off since we're at a light right now. I am gonna try to find some food, so thank you so much, Dat Boy Jukes. I really appreciate your help. It really means a lot. Folks stepping in here and help me out. A reminder that if I have to venture into town for food, it's a really, 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 really bad sign, because there's people looking for me over there. But I will try to check in with you guys tomorrow. And yeah, I will. And hopefully I'll wake up in the morning, guys. Hope you guys all have a good night. I'll try to maybe get something charged if I can get indoors for maybe 40 minutes tonight at a restaurant, maybe McDonald's. Oh no, McDonald's doesn't have pound eggs. Maybe drop another short or something. But yeah, guys, I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Thanks again for keeping me company tonight. Really appreciate the chat tonight, guys. Thank you all so much. It means a lot. Night Rose, night Dappa Jukes, night Natalie, night Okie Girl, night Ponatella. Night, guys.